All right, we're live.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Roll for Damage, where we play many games here. Where we have D6, we have the scales above, and we have a Viking game. But tonight, it's Dream Chasers. So this is my town. And, well,
Hold
this is
on,
going to be.
we're about to have some uncomfortable echoes. Sorry,
Uh,
sorry.
ambiance.
I forgot to mute the stream tab. Sorry, guys. Can't
Ambiance!
we can't go through a game without making one little trick.
Just like my Monday stream. Let's just take it from the top. We
Yeah,
can edit this in post.
take it from the top.
That's it. It's Dream Chaser time. So, time to wake up. So then,
I'm deeply uncomfortable.
good.
Scared.
Because you are, we could start with you, Xander. Please introduce yourself and your character.
Hi, everybody. I'm Xander, also known as Alex. I'm playing Bill Galderson, the best dad this side of town. Yeah, hello, everybody. I'm nervous as heck, and I'm ready for Jackson to die.
We'll see about that.
Jackson is like 19. This is like kind of fucked up, Bill.
This is this is Xander's opinion. Bill is like, I hope that kid scuffs his knee. Like, you know.
Okay, Xander, this kid is like 19. That's a little fucked up.
Okay, yeah, I'll admit that I'm a fucked up person, but you're good.
Well, anyways. And next we have Dipper. Please introduce yourself, the character you're playing.
I am Dipper. I am playing June. You said where people can find me?
Yeah, you can. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, you're
Okay. I'm Dipper, and I do video game stuff for fun, and I just like to chat online, stream. I need to practice this off time.
There is
It's
an
okay.
energy. There's an energy. And by the way, at Xander Bimsky on Twitter. I forgot to tell you where you people can find me. Shelby.
Anyways,
Shelby turn.
My name is Shelby, or Shooby Dooby Doo, or Whistle While You Work. A lot of different names. I'm going through a brand change that may or may not never happen at this point. Instead, I've just made myself infinitely more confusing. But that's okay. You can find me on Twitter at Shooby Dooby Doo, and I'm gonna be playing Lyra. Lyra's being chased by a bunch of mud babies. This is okay. This is fine.
Yeah.
We
This
hate
is
it.
fine.
Yeah. Speaking of mud
And yes,
babies, yeah,
chat, I do have a knife, and it might come into
She
play
does.
today.
Your
Mhm.
Pyrrha is showing.
I'm sorry I
It'll be a
only
fun
have
time.
I only have one dagger. I'm sorry. At least I don't have the long sword.
It's true. Yeah. Before we get back into that, I will give a quick rundown of what happened last time since we had missed last week. So what happened in the last session was everyone still collecting themselves and processing the information that June had presented, that she learned that, well, we don't get this figured out and you don't get those shards back, you will die at some point. Bill had a very personal, like, hard time taking that, as he has had personal experience with death with the head problems. And Lyra, also a bit shaken up from that, but staying strong as she does, as she often hides things. But
I'm well
as
adjusted.
everyone was, yeah, well adjusted. Everyone's getting their things. They're planning on heading to the library the next day, as June has gotten her blood results. And the good news is she wasn't drugged. The bad news is that means she did not hallucinate the traumatic event that she went through. And so she has gone home upset and gathering her weapons to prepare for whatever. When then she is visited by Bennett, and through June also cleaning up her wounds, find that there is a problem, little odd thing happening with her blood, as it is becoming oily. not clotting. It's very unknown. While that is happening, Lyra and Bill are investigating around their own house and also the Quinn and Mortimer house. They find that Karth no longer has his phone and that it has been found by Jackson, a local troubled teen that Lyra has some relation with. And so she goes out into the forest to meet with Jackson to get this phone back and find where he found it. Well, Bill investigates the Mortimer house and finds that it is a wreck. And through reflection, he's able to see what has caused this wreck, as there are tracks of mud on the walls everywhere and dead corpses of these small, unidentifiable creatures laying in rings of dead mushrooms. And these creatures would soon become known to Lyra as well, as she's in the middle of the woods with Jackson, finding where the phone was left, as she then hears laughs from the trees above. She finds that her and Jackson are surrounded, and Jackson is not able to see these things. So Lyra, we'll pick up with you.
Okay.
What do you do?
Do I know which direction that cabin is in?
Please roll me a wits and survival.
All right, so that is 3, 2, so 5 dice in total. And what's the formula again?
Let's see here. If
I'll
you
copy
can-
and paste it to you, Shelby.
Thank you so much. I forgot to grab that.
You're good.
Yeah, you can click on the D10 the amount of times that you need.
Yeah,
and
you guys are
then-
going to see my Discord for a second. Sorry.
I know.
So they're just seeing the Dream Chaser art chat. I don't think it's anything bad. Awesome Dipper art.
Behind the curtain.
No.
Okay.
There's no
2
wizard
successes.
All right, yeah. 2 successes is enough for you to know the general location of where you need to go for the cabin, which is like north, and you have like an idea of where that is.
I grab Jackson's arm and I start fucking running. I'm yelling at him to run.
You yell at him to run, and you are just grabbing him and just like dragging him. And
Yes.
he just like, he doesn't stop, like, but he is like looking back towards where that laughing was, and he looks at you, and he's just like, what, did you see something?
Yes, I
And-
saw something. Now run.
And so he runs, and these things run after you through the trees. Please roll me your dex and athletics.
This is where everything goes wrong. So
Yee.
that's 2. I don't think I have anything in athletics, so 2.
Has Lyra not been doing the cardio Bill has been encouraging her
Well,
to do?
The thing is, though, is that remember, if
Oh,
you are
yeah.
not skilled in that, you have a penalty.
Oh,
So
yeah,
you'd be
so-
rolling 1 dice.
Yeah. Fine, it's fine. I have a backup if this can't work. That won't. Hopefully. Oh God.
You just rolled a 1.
Can you use willpower?
You just rolled a
points?
1.
I think I passed the willpower
On
step. I'm gonna.
What is?
Oh.
You can't use your willpower. So
Oh,
Lyra
no.
has she has rolled 1 dice, and she has gotten a 1, which in my game means that she has rolled a luck die and got a critical fail. So
Please don't
Okay.
actually kill Jackson, please.
let me make a roll for
No.
Jackson.
Better Jackson than Lyra.
No, can Jackson just carry Lyra's weight here? She's small.
He will need a crit if he is going to do
Save
that to
me.
counteract your critical failure.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
Roll a
God.
crit, Jackson.
Let's
If
see
the
if he does.
If the dice have decided that Lyra dies in the first 5 minutes, I'm gonna scream.
He doesn't. He also gets a critical fail because if you roll your set of dice, and if you get half or more of them as 1 with no success, you get a crit fail. He has rolled half of his dice pool with no successes and half of them as 1s. So you guys match.
It was destined to be.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
It's fine.
All
It's
right.
fine.
That's so. All right. A critical fail
On both of us.
on both of you as you both fucking run. And you run. But these things are incredibly fast. And you both end up tripping over your own feet and just falling into the ground, just eating shit. And you will take... There goes that
That's a lot of dice. Oh, no.
You will take 3 bashing.
Okay. It's not bad.
As you fall over, and because it is a critical fail, Lara, you lose your grip on your cold iron dagger as it flies away from you, and these things descend down upon you with these little cackling laughs. And there is a just automatic, just sharp scream from Jackson as one of these things spear him in the leg with their long, just tent pole arms. And
I know what I want to do.
yeah, well, you can think on that as we're gonna go transfer to the others as I roll some damage. So, Bill and June, the last thing that you did is that you had messaged Lyra asking her if Jackson has mentioned his house being broken into, but Lyra has not responded.
Right. Oh yeah, and we're in my car because June. I was like, "Hey, get in the car." Okay. So it's not responding, but like the message is like sending, right?
It's sent,
No.
the last one that you sent, yeah.
Okay. Can, by any chance, does Lyra have her find my location on that Bill can pull up on his phone?
I feel like, I'm going to be honest, I feel like after living with Bill and you knowing what I went through, I feel like it would have been a rule in your house that I had to have that on.
I feel like, yeah, that's probably very fair.
Okay.
I open my phone and see if the Lyra's, find my phone is on.
So you look at it and you can see that it is in the middle of the forest, but it glitches out like sporadically to where it's suddenly not there, and like the map like zooms out of the country and then it zooms back in like on that spot.
Bill looks at the spot, looks up to where he saw the feet running off into the tree line, looks at his phone again, traces a little line from the Carthus house to Natalie's thing, looks at that line, matches up. Bill just puts both hands on the wheel and without looking at Junior says, buckle up, and then he floors the gas.
Dad mode engaged.
Dad mode again. Buckle up. Just I screech, and I'm fully speeding to get to that point as quickly as possible.
Okay. If you are doing
I'm catching as like Bill's like rambling very quickly, like catching up. June's like, so when I was in the house, I saw these footprints. I went outside, and I'm just basically telling her like, oh, they're in danger. We're going to her now. And just basically rambling about everything.
What part did you think it was a good idea for her to be on her own?
No comment. Hard right, and hold on.
As you do this, like just hard driving, I need you to do your dex and drive with a modifier of 2 because of your car.
Okay, cool. Dex and drive so that. Oh, I get 2 extra dice.
Yep.
Nice. I roll 6. Hell yeah, Bill. All right, 6. Oh, that was 7. Let me change it to 6. All right, 6 dice. Here we go. 0 successes. I maybe should have used willpower first.
You're
forgot
gonna-
about that.
Kill us, you madman!
I rolled
Ah!
so many 9s, but like, oh no, I didn't roll those for 6s. I rolled so many 6s, but
Yeah. Like
Man.
you were just like,
Have we
like
single
going out
success
in the
since we started?
freaking
Nope.
forest.
Nope.
No, you haven't. Like, it is an extremely bumpy ride, and your car doesn't get wrecked. You don't like crash into anything or whatnot. Like, you haven't gotten a critical fail. However, like you were saying that it is becoming increasingly difficult to continue driving like
Mhm.
this. And so you can either try again at the risk of something happening to your car, or you might have to get out at this point.
I think Bill's dad mode is engaged hard that I am going to try again at the risk of something bad happening, but I am going to use willpower
Okay, go for it.
to modify this.
So that is a plus 3.
and that gives me 3 extra dice.
Yes.
All right, so I'll roll 9 dice this time around.
Bill, I get that you need to go, but you really need to focus!
Eyes on the road. I'm driving. Wait, and then,
I know you are! Bill,
here
in
we
front of
go.
you!
Driving
hard reverse. All right, let's see. Okay, so I'm going to use. So I basically just remind me. So I spend willpower and I get the 3 extra dice, and that's it.
Yep, that's it.
And there's nothing else I can do that I'm forgetting about rules wise. I can also add
No.
things to
Like you
Gotcha,
just
just
mark it
making
off
sure.
on the sheet. Like the only
Gotcha.
time that there's anything extra is when you are risking willpower on your last willpower.
Right. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Let me just mark off the willpower there. And here we go. 9d10.
9d10.
Okay. I got 2 successes that time.
From 1 to
And
10.
one's a 10.
Oh, 1 to 10. Ooh, yes.
Yes.
6 now. Okay. So 2 successes.
The 6
Okay,
is
2 successes.
Pocahontas.
2 successes is fine. Like you are like driving like off the path now, and nothing bad is happening to the car, so that's good. Like you're doing it.
Santa Fe's were not meant to go off road, but we're trying it. Hold on. Dip
I
and then
recommend-
boom.
A Jeep next time if you're gonna go off-roading! Ah!
Those are guzzlers.
Your wheels are getting just wrecked!
I'm sorry. Have you seen the gas prices in Oregon right now?
Car repairs! Ah!
Too real.
I got a guy. Yeah, we're speeding there.
Both of you,
I-
please roll me a perception. Wits and composure.
Okay. Wits and composure, sure.
Wits and composure, okay.
I get to roll 5.
2, 3.
All right, let's see what Bill gets. 1 success for Bill.
Okay.
Just. Yeah, that's you.
Oh,
Oh, June.
Hard to really
Okay.
notice things when you're driving through the woods in a car that's not meant to off road.
you
Hey, you put the high beams on! Can't see!
What?
High beams! You didn't
That-
have them on! Can't
Okay,
see!
but if there are any hunters out here, we are a hazard. And I flip on the high beams.
Yeah, Jude is just focused on like making sure, like looking out for things to be able to not hit.
Yeah.
Boulder!
What?
On the right, Boulder!
Bill, as you are driving and like like you're making it through like it's a bumpy ride, but you're doing it. You notice glints in your mirrors, in your hand view mirrors, and your rear view. And just these sort of like coupled specks of glints of light like up in the trees. It's kind of remind you of like seeing like the glints of animal eyes.
Yeah. Uh, hey, Joe and I just got a quick question for you. Oh, and I'm just driving. And
What? What?
You were in the military, right?
Yeah, for a while.
Yeah. Okay.
What's up?
No, did you happen to, I don't know, ever get good at blind shooting, like not being able to see a target, but maybe just, I don't know, being able to hit it just on by saying oh, 6 o'clock and 5 o'clock or something like that? I don't know, just asking out of a question real quick.
Maybe it's been a while.
Follow-up question, do you have a gun on you?
Hell yeah, I do.
Okay, I might need you to start shooting. Just hold on to a weapon for now and make sure it's loaded because we might have company. And by the way, they can only be seen in mirrors, and I can make a hard right turn to swerve out of the way of a tree.
Okay. And with that, we will go back to Lyra and Jackson, who just got speared through the leg, and these things are scrambling over you just like a bunch of spiders, and they're starting to drag Jackson off.
I'm holding on to him if I can. I imagine I still have hold of his arm.
Yes, okay. So you can roll a strength and athletics.
I have 2 in strength, nothing in athletics.
He will also try to hold on to you.
Yeah.
And just pure reflex.
Can I, if I have nothing in it, can I still spend willpower, or is that no?
Yes, you can.
Okay, so that will be a +2 to it, not a +3, because I already have a -1, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yep,
So
it'll end up as a...
4. It's 4 dice.
Yep, 4 dice.
Okay. There's 1 success, but it's a 10. So.
So close.
So 1 success. Take it.
You got 1 success, and he got 2 successes. So even though you are kind of losing your grip on him, he gets this death grip onto your shawl basically, and just he's just caught on that, he's pulling it with and he's just what is happening? He's trying to look back.
Can I yell at him to close his eyes? Because I want to take out the can of pepper spray and just start spraying in that direction. Whatever's dragging him specifically.
Yeah. Okay. Because of how pepper spray just kind of is, and in this instance, I won't have you roll for it, just because it's
pepper spray.
My friend, literally, my friend fucking sprayed pepper spray in a hallway once, and everyone was bad burning time.
Yeah. Hey, I had my sister used to try to kill a spider once. It was a terrible thing. It was in our room. So yeah, I know it's fucking terrible.
Yeah, as you just spray the pepper spray, Jackson had, luckily enough, is of mind enough to follow your directions, and he closes his eyes, and he just ducks his head down and sees coughs, because fortunately can't avoid the burning.
But it's better than it being in his eyes. So
the same for you. You hear just a bunch of shrill screams from around you, as they can still feel pain from a pepper spray. It might not do the same amount of damage of cold iron, but it's pepper spray. So let's see if they end up letting go of him. Yeah, they end up recoiling back and just unshunking their arm from his leg.
Yeah, I'd just be trying to scramble to get him up. If he has to lean on me, that's fine. But we need to move. We need to run. And I feel like Lyra's on pure adrenaline at this point. She knows where a safe place is.
Okay. So yeah, you get up with him and you just start running again. And yeah, you just like kind of see him just like kind of blindly like kick out back behind him because obviously he felt something grabbing at him. So does he kick anything? Oh god, he kicked. Yeah, he kicked. That fucking thing is yeeted. Jesus Christ. What?
Can I see
Yeah,
when
goodbye.
he yeeted? Can I see it just get punted off?
Literally, yeah, like the one that was closest to him, like you see him just like jackhammer kick it, and it just like it is a small thing. It's just like and like flies away.
Under
And
any other circumstances, she'd find that hilarious. But Jackson's got a hole in his leg, so
yeah, it is time for you to run again. So please make another Dex and Athletics to run.
once again, I want to dump willpower into this.
Okay, go for it.
So that's 4 again. Oh, fuck.
Half of those were ones, weren't they?
Yes, they were.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's hope that Jackson doesn't match you again.
Maybe he can carry us. Maybe he can carry us.
What are the chances of that
Shut
happening?
No!
The chances of that happening. Okay,
Go,
he doesn't
Jackson.
crit fail. He
Okay,
doesn't crit
good.
fail. So that's good.
There's no success.
But he doesn't succeed either.
Gonna hope
Probably
he doesn't
because of
feel
his
as bad
fucked
as
up
me.
leg. So, yeah, like you end up just running, and these things had already like had time to swarm around you as you had fallen before, and even though you've hurt them with the pepper spray, they are still just like lashing out like wildly now, just like in this pain, and one of them ends up slicing at your legs as you run by them. And so you will take... Okay. I'm going to check your defense.
Non-existent.
Existent? No, you have defense. So, okay. So you will only just take 1 lethal, luckily.
Okay.
So,
I already have 3 lethal, so this ain't fun.
Oh.
yeah, but 3 of them's in your brain. But you continue to run towards the cabin, and then we will go back to Bill and June.
Okay. Approximately how close am I to the spot on the forest? I was I saw her phone at.
You actually, because you are in a car and everything, and considering where they were at the time that they started to run, you actually start to see them like off in the distance, just these 2 figures that are running through the forest. June, you see more than just 2 figures.
Oh.
It just looks like the ground is moving to you, and then you things jump up into the trees. And you are able to see these little creatures with these long, tent pole arms that are just scrambling after Lyra and Jackson.
I
Bill,
get
who does not
it.
see these things except for in a mirror, is just being like, what the hell are they running from?
Monsters.
Wait,
And I
what?
pull out my gun.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Get
roll down the
you.
passenger side window, and I also just lean on the horn. I just, bah, 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 bah. I just begin to just slam on the horn. He does not have a song horn. Bill is not that tacky. He has a normal horn that's just honk, 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 honk. He's just slamming it and flashing his blinkers and just trying to get get their attention.
You're doing that as you hear 2 things land on top of your car.
Did Branch hit us, or are we in trouble?
No, we in trouble.
Start shooting! Just not on the upholstery!
Bang bang on the upholstery.
No! Lean out the window!
Are
Lean
you
out the
seriously
window!
shooting through the roof?
I was about to go out the window, but when he said that, I was like, that sounds more fun.
No! Lean out the window! Lean the window!
Second shot, I'll do the window, but for the first one, don't.
Okay, for the
Okay.
You're firing a
boy.
gun
For the
in an
first
enclosed
one-
space.
for the first one, I need you to roll your dex and firearms with a penalty of 2 because you can't see them through the thing. But the thing is though, is that like you have okay.
4, 5.
So
Three.
you have a heavy pistol, which
Mhm.
does 3 lethal,
And she has a
and
specialty in firearms.
yeah, and
And handgun.
how rolling with weapons and everything works for my games in this edition is that the damage modifier is basically the added dice that you get to roll. So you will have your dexterity plus your firearms plus your specialty, and then plus a bonus of 3 dice because your heavy pistol does 3 lethal.
So how many damage? Oh, sorry, dice total is that?
So then 6, then 60 tens because it would have
No,
been
you have
not.
no.
It would have been
no,
9, but then I had to take away 3.
I think I'd take away 2.
Take away 2.
Was it 2? 2. Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
I mean 8 d10.
Please hit with
All
that
right.
many dice. And do you want to
I-
make spend willpower for that too? I don't know.
I hope. I really hope. All right, let's see what happens. All right, here we go. Rolling. Well, the first shot's just going to scare them because they surprised us. So why not return the favor and surprise them?
Okay.
And then go
Let's
out the
see if-
window.
I have a gun.
Let's see if it hits.
Wait.
Did I?
Wait, that
That don't
Incorrect.
look right.
incorrect.
No!
Incorrect roll formula. You rolled the total pool.
I'm so sorry, and I'm so
It's
sad
okay.
with good rolls. Oh no. 1.
You were
was
hanging
still
there.
missing another 2 dice.
Yeah, because you're rolling 8. Remember?
Oh, I thought because of the penalty. That's why
The
I did
penalty
6.
is what?
After the penalty, you have 8.
Okay, my bad. So 2
more
more.
dice.
Okay, here we go.
Oh.
Always 1.
It's okay.
Ah.
You,
Still a
you did say that you just wanted to scare it. And
Yeah, I did say it's a
well,
warning shot. Startle
1
them.
is still something that actually lands technically
Mhm.
as you shoot through like the roof just on reflex of being told no.
Make them think
Yeah.
twice if they want to stay on top of this car.
You're in the passenger seat. This is a heavy pistol, less than 2 feet from my ear. Bill
Please roll
can't
resolve
hear
and
now.
composure, Bill.
Oh God. Yeah, resolve and composure.
She didn't think
sure.
about that because she was a veteran. She's used to that shit. She's been through that kind of training already.
That's 5 dice. Resolve and composure.
With me, you'll get used to it soon enough.
No, I'm gonna lose an eardrum.
Dude, will you be my
That's,
new mom?
2 successes.
Like Bill, you're just like, but you like
Ah,
you keep
hold on.
like on like the track, like
Not inside the car.
Going out the window. What? Don't got time. Now
I
I'm out
look
the
at
window.
the hole in my roof now.
yeah, and you hear just like this shrill scream from like the top of the car as one of them ends up falling off. Because you still hit them.
Shock.
Yeah. And
Yay.
now you have another shot like outside of the car. Bill, can you please roll me your dex and drive +2?
Gotcha.
Keep it steady, Bill.
I'm in the forest. I'm trying. What? Also, what did you say? I can't hear you.
I'm in the forest and I'm driving a minivan.
That is an success.
Okay, and success will at least have nothing bad happen to your car or you,
Good.
but like you get to a point to where you cannot like drive too much further.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm
and-
basically like honking at them so they can possibly run this way so we can
Mm-hmm.
get them both in the car.
Running
okay,
towards
and
the
June,
cabin.
where do
Mhm.
you want to shoot?
I'm assuming. Is there anything else on the car?
Yeah, there's one more on the
I see.
car. So
Oh, yeah,
you can either
then I'm
shoot at the
shooting
one on the car or the okay. Okie
The one
dokie,
on the
you
car.
can do your
If it stabs
dex-
Bill.
That's a good point. Dex and firearms plus your specialty plus the 3 lethal. So that's a total of 9.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Come on. 2.
Okay, 2 successes. So
Mhm.
what you still hit it. Like you shoot right into it. And
This ain't an
There-
Uber.
Bill just like says, I can't hear you, but did you just do a one-liner in my car?
Yes, she did. As she shoots at it, and something unexpected happens as you shoot at it. Like you've shot at things before, and this thing has a texture of mud. You just expect like maybe a splat or something, or just like an impact of like what you would expect from shooting it. However, as your bullet pierces through it, the wound ignites into embers around it, and it screams. It's just like, "Ah!" and just fucking obliterates into ash. And now there is a ring of dead mushrooms planted on top of Bill's car, as it's dead.
Did
Did
you
you
hit
get
it?
I get back in like, yeah. Piece of
What?
shit's dead.
What?
It's dead. It's dead.
It's on my head?
Dead.
So Lyra, there is now you can see Bill's car, and you have heard 2 gunshots, and Bill is honking and like flashing his lights.
What is closer to me in this moment, Bill's car or the cabin? I have a wounded person here, and I am hurt myself.
That's true. You know, I'm gonna let's see here. There is an equal. I'm gonna roll a d10 to determine kind of that, because of the path that you guys have gone on. It can go either way, technically. Okay. So, Bill is closer to you.
And okay. Can I see how many of these fucking things do I see between us and that car?
You can see about 3 of them on the ground, but there's more in the trees.
Are the trees canopied?
Yeah, they're kind of like with them just like kind of pointing over. They're very high up though.
Yeah, I'm just... Okay, I think I'm gonna risk getting to Bill's car.
Okay.
I would, like, pull Jackson and be like, it's Bill! It's Bill! He can help! He
Okay.
can help!
Yeah, got balls to shoot a gun apparently. Fuck yeah.
That's
go
not
there.
Bill! That's not Bill!
That makes more sense. And starts running.
Does Jackson truly have no comment on the woman leaning out of Bill's car firing shots into the air?
The
He
man...
can't see. His eyes has been closed because of the pepper spray. So he only knows that it, yeah.
He just
only
hears
Lyra's-
gunshots and then it's Bill.
Yeah, literally. So he's like, oh,
I want to try
like,
something.
wow, he's balls.
I want to try something before I start running, because I have an ability. One that I haven't pulled out yet. But I want to know if it works on only one person or multiple targets. My hypnotic voice.
Okay.
Huh?
You want to try that?
I want to
Okay.
try that.
Daughter
Yeah.
what?
hypnotic voice. So then,
I
I
have
didn't realize
to
Lyra
do-
was a fucking Benny Gesserit. Like,
Oh no,
I
you'll
was thinking like the
Oh.
siren of the sea.
hold on one
Yeah.
second. I need to fix my chair.
The comfy chair.
I need comfy chair.
Comfy chair.
Comfy chair to die in.
No.
So, how would you like to go about hypnotizing them?
It is an entirely subconscious action on Lyra's part, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Jackson's got his eyes closed. And she's got him like leaned over her shoulder, and she just starts speaking in a tongue that's not her voice. It is light and airy and plinky, but it's clearly not how Lyra normally speaks, and it is a tongue unknown to the only other person who could hear me speak it.
Okay. So I would like you to roll your presence, and I wrote down here presence and persuasion.
All right, so that is 3. It's 3, and I'm dumping a willpower.
Okay.
I think that's 3 willpower I've spent so far. Just gonna mark them real quick. So 3, 3, 3, so that's 9 in total.
Yep. And I'm gonna make a roll for Jackson over here.
Oh, I see some 10s. See 3 10s.
Ooh.
Okay, that's 3 successes, but they're all 10s. All of the successes are 10s.
Okay. Yeah. So, okay. And Jesus, I'll talk about Jackson in a moment, because Jesus fucking Christ, boy. But let me
God, if he
roll for-
understands this, me and him having talks.
No, he doesn't understand you, don't worry.
Thank God.
Okay. And you beat these you beat these creatures. You beat them by 1. They only got 2 successes to resist against that. However, as it's just 3 successes, I would say that you are only able to affect the 3 that are on the ground,
That's
as
fine.
they are looking at you, and you speak in that language. Can you please roll me a resolve and occult really quick?
All right, that is 2 plus 4, 5, 7.
Mhm.
Two successes, one's a 10. And 1 more success, so 3 in total.
Okay, 3 in total. That's good. That's good. I will keep note of that. As you have basically tranced these little creatures, as like they were gonna go for you, but then like they kind of stop and they're just like staring at you. And it's at that point that Jackson is just like, I don't know what the fuck you're doing, but we gotta go, as he scoops you up into his arms, and suddenly, with like a speed and like grace that a man should not be able to accomplish with a speared leg, starts running towards Bill's car with like one eye open, because this boy got fucking 7 successes, I guess.
Yes!
And
Bill,
yeah,
this
I
boy
don't
just
know.
saved your daughter, so maybe be a little nicer to him when he gets in the car.
As like, yeah, he just immediately like books it to the car and is there in like no time. You don't have to worry about anything that's on the roof anymore, as he just like immediately like gets into the car, just like hustles on in, and he's just like closes the doors, just like, okay, can we go?
I'm already backing up.
Yep.
I turn
I'm
around.
trying to reposition, yeah.
There was one thing I wanted to stipulate about my hypnotism, because something we established the first time I wrote it is that I as, like, he's carrying me. Imagine I'd be able to do this, because I kind of imagine I'm, like, being over the shoulder carried anyway. I have to maintain eye contact on these things. They are turning to face me as, like, we run. I have to keep that contact on them. So when the door's shut, I can't see them anymore. So it's gone.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And
It is
like,
gone.
she just kind of, like, shakes her head, and she comes out of it. Kind of looks a little
Hey,
confused
you
on how
okay?
she... I just drive, please.
I
Bill,
look over at
explain
June
everything.
and I look over at June and I yell, did Lyra say she's all right?
Thumbs up.
Okay. And then I drive.
Lara, keep an eye out in case any more of those fuckers come at us.
You can see him too?
See what?
Hell
That's
yeah!
the-
I saw
that's-
them since before we met.
That's the problem. He can't see them. That's... I don't know how to explain this to you, Jackson. There's a bunch of invisible monsters outside. For some fucking reason, I can see them and June can, but you can't.
Well, he's stuck in the car now, so not much he can do. As we
It's a
back
bad
up.
fucking trip.
Yeah, tell me a trip is why you've got a hole in your leg right now. Oh, shit.
Okay, fair point.
I want to, like, grab, like, I imagine, like, we have, like, an old t-shirt or something on the, floor, and I just want to, like, start, like, using it to put pressure on the wound to help stop the bleeding. It's gonna hurt, sorry.
That's fine.
Till we can get you to the hospital.
He's injured?
Yeah, they stabbed him and me. They got him worse, though.
Move it, Bill.
I'm moving.
With that, Bill, please make me another Dex and Drive.
+2.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm also going to do a willpower point again because we kind of need it. I don't, spending a lot of willpower, but you know what? We're in a forest full of invisible assailants. I don't want to mess this up. So that's Drive, Dex, +2, +3. Oh, okay.
Yes.
That's 4, 6, 9 dice. Right? Wait. Yes, 9 dice.
Yes. And June, are you keeping an eye out on them to see if they're coming after you?
I am, but I'm gonna say, I'm talking to Lyra. Hey.
Yeah?
Doesn't he have like a first aid kit in this car? Normally there's some in the back seat somewhere.
Fuck, you're right.
First aid's in the hockey bag.
Stop.
That is 3 successes. One of those is a 10.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Here we go. Okay, 3 successes.
Okay, 3 successes is good. So you were able to fucking just, like, drive out of there, no problem. Like, you've already basically, like, beaten off, like, a path for yourself because of, like, how hard you were driving. And then you are using a medical kit. This would be a very basic medical kit.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can roll... I'd say for this situation, I would say a wits in medicine with the +2 because of the med kit.
I don't have medicine, so that's just gonna be a wits +1.
Okie dokie.
4.
We need a healer.
No successes either. Or take him to a hospital.
Yep, you cannot make this better, but you can at least like just add pressure to it and just like cover it up with that.
I can do that.
June, well, you look back at all these things, you do see them scramble and they are running after you guys. But then, and this is something that only you see, and actually Bill would be able to actually see this in his mirror, but Lyra won't be able to see this because she's focused on Jackson. But June, you first see this big shadow darting through the trees and the brush. And for a moment, your heart stops and like kind of sets into like this hard cold as you're expecting something. But then, surprisingly, and this is what when Bill ends up being able to see it, there is this gigantic wolf that ends up just rushing out from nowhere and just pouncing on these things. And ends up fighting with them, letting you guys be able to get away.
What the?
Oh, okay, we'll never look a gift wolf in the mouth. And
Dad, not the
speed
time.
off. And Bill internally thinks, did she just call me dad?
She absolutely just did. So, sit with that.
Bill is immensely touched.
So where do you drive?
It's a great question.
Hospital.
A hospital. Yeah, we got someone who's bleeding out. It's hospital.
Okay. So you go to the hospital. And as you are going there, like, Jackson just looks at you all like, what the fuck are we gonna tell them?
Wild animal attack? We saw the footprints.
I look at Jackson's wound. Is it like how big is it? Is it like a circular hole kind of thing?
Yeah.
And does it look like there's like dirt and mud around it?
Yes.
Tree branch, impaled on the tree branch, running around the woods, caught his leg on a piece of wood.
We did fall.
Yeah.
So.
Usually I would say that that's a stupid idea, but this fucking hurts. So yeah, sure, let's just go with that.
Hey, Jackson. Hey, Jackson, buddy.
Yep.
Constructive opinions only in my car.
Okay, none of this right now.
All right. Well, go to the hospital. Hold on tight. About to dismount onto the road. Boom.
Boo-boo.
Ow!
And you go. And
How'd you get your license?
I
Michigan.
no comment.
Lyra, the injuries. It's from them?
Yeah.
Shit. June's recalling that possibly Lyra's gonna probably get an infection like June did. We definitely need to get you to the hospital fast. Get that wound cleaned up.
I'm not as bad as he is. It scratches.
And he couldn't see it at all?
No. Not at all. He was taking me... We were going to find where Karth's phone was left. And there's like a circle of mushrooms around it. Say it was a fucking fairy circle if I wasn't... We found the phone. My phone started acting up. I saw your text about the break-ins, and then those things started chasing us.
Okay, none of us alone next time. We don't know when these things are gonna attack us.
Hey, Jackson.
yeah.
Your house got broken into last night?
Yeah, why?
I think that's connected to all this shit. Our house, then Claire's house. It was by those fucking things in Claire's house.
I mean, I guess that would make sense why, like, none of our fucking security cameras, like, saw any shit.
Have your parents been having any trouble sleeping since You know? Say anything about having a bad dream?
Yeah. Yeah. I guess.
And you haven't.
I told you. My dreams are always not the best.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you this very point blank, and it's gonna sound crazy, but you're just gonna have to deal with it. Did something come and pull a red gem out of your head in those dreams?
No.
Okay, then fine. That's fine.
Man, what the fuck are you guys on?
I wish. Do you want to say we're on something? Look at your fucking leg. I wish we were on something.
Alright, I want to talk more about this once I get patched up. Fuck.
I'll tell you whatever.
And you guys arrive at the hospital. And just see if I can change music.
Away from the scary.
As you arrive the hospital and you immediately get him taken in, you are all pulled like in off to the side to be questioned about what happened.
Oh wait, she needs to get checked in too.
Yeah, my legs are bleeding.
I'm looking at my stuff really quickly. I think
Mhm.
Bill will probably remind me what presence as an attribute like represents.
So presence as an attribute is like literally just how you bring yourself like off. It's like it is how you represent yourself. It is the air, and it is the very general, like almost passive, basically like social role. While manipulation is when you are trying to force someone to do something or think differently about something.
Can, through sheer force of personality of just Bill's very demeanor in the situation, carry through to subtly influence these doctors not to question the two younger people, but rather to focus all their questions on the adults. On the
Oh no,
older
they're
people.
already like only questioning the adults.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I thought they were
Yeah.
like questioning Lyra and Jackson.
No, they are questioning like once
Gotcha.
June had brought up is like she needs to be taken care of too. They see like through the like Torji's just like, okay, yes, sorry, like you come back here with him too, and they are just questioning you guys.
Yeah, then in that case, can I possibly through my friendly socialize and just charming presence be as disarming as possible, just so like that maybe things are a little bit more like lackadaisical and these doctors aren't like as like intense. I don't know. I'm pushing for this because I'm like
so polar opposite from me standing next to you as the stiff one and
Yeah,
having this
exactly.
air of intimidation.
This is it had like it hasn't even been like a full day since you guys have been here. And so you know what, like, yeah, you can try to do that. So you could try to do your presence and socialize, and what you get will be a bonus to your subterfuge as you have to tell them a lie.
I'm fine with that. Okay, so I'm gonna roll presence plus socialize first. I also get extra 2 dice on this because I'm friendly, so I'm gonna roll 10d10.
Oh boy.
I gotta game the system with Bill's talents.
I am with the
because I have let me double check this real quick. Nothing in subterfuge and nothing in manipulation except for 1 point. So I'm just like, I want to get this as high up there as possible. All right, Bill, don't fail me now. Okay, that's 2 successes. One of those is a 10. Oh, out of 10 dice. Come on, man. Okay, cool. So that's 2 successes.
All right, so your next roll, because of having 2 successes at least, it won't be a manipulation subterfuge, it'll be a presence and subterfuge.
Gotcha. Okay, so that's gonna be I still have a -3 to that roll.
No, not a -3. It's only a -1. -3 is only for mental.
Oh, okay, cool. So that would be, I'd be rolling 3 dice, and then what was my bonus from?
+2.
I'm rolling 5 dice. I have 2 willpower left. I'll check off another willpower. Bill's had a very stressful day.
Okay.
I want to make sure that we aren't not getting too much involved in this. I'm gonna roll 8 dice. And hopefully keep this off the back so we don't have to answer any hard questions and get waylaid. Okay, that's 4 successes. One of those is a 10, so I'll just roll that again.
Yeah.
Okay, 4 successes.
Yeah, no, 4 successes. That's very good.
It was the darndest thing. I was hiking through the woods and it just...
They're just like, what?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You've all been having some really bad luck out there in that forest. I think you all need to take like a break.
I don't plan to go on hikes for a while. And to be honest, I think it's time to petition the city council. Like, it is like there's a lot of trip over out there. I mean, like, even on and off the path, like, I get it. It's one thing to mind where you step when you're not following the path, but I mean, there's clearly like a lot of dangerous like debris that's just kind of like lying around there. It's a very treacherous footing. We might need to get out there and get some ecologists near, like maybe not like fully clear cut, but I don't know, consider the possibility of like doing maybe some kind of cleanup in the more populated areas near the trails. I mean, you got kids playing out there all the time. Like, I mean, it's lucky that he fell on his leg, right? Like, I mean, it only went through his leg. I can only imagine what would have happened if he like landed on his neck. Oh my God.
Yeah. It seemed like a clean wound too. And you know what? Yeah, I think a cleanup would be good, and maybe probably a reconstruction of the paths too, because they're old. They're probably falling apart.
Those paths need to probably be retrod. Yeah, they need to be like improved. I mean, I get it. Dust Creek is having some like just spending issues with the budgets and all that. I get it, and I get that like Parks and Rec is on the lower end of the priority list. But I mean, like, if the last couple of days have been any indication, you gotta keep like things in order, otherwise people are gonna hurt themselves. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, anyway, thanks, Doc. I'm gonna go grab a drink from the vending machine. Hey, June, you want anything?
Yeah.
Cool. Just come with me. And as soon as we're out of sight and away, like Bill collapses against the vending machine. Like, that was so hard. That was so hard. That was so hard to lie.
Really?
I'm
natural at it.
I don't like to think I'm a natural liar. No, I'm I don't like to I don't like to lie.
Oh, well, you talk a lot is what I was getting at, so you're really good at that.
Thanks.
Probably don't have to lie next time, and you can do the runaround, but if you really don't want to lie, I can always just,
June, I'll be honest.
them.
My ear's still ringing, and I just did an off-road chase through a dark forest chased by invisible mudmen. The adrenaline levels and the pre-thinking levels are flipped at the moment. So I didn't exactly put a lot of forethought into my approach, and I just kind of went for it.
Well, it went okay, as far as I can tell.
Bill just slaps the machine and like buys a Diet Coke and just cracks it open.
I lean against the wall as you're doing things in the vending machine, and I say, we need to keep an eye on her injury. It may not heal right.
Yeah, no, I think you saw those things, and Lyra said she saw those things, but I couldn't see those things, and supposedly Jackson couldn't see those things. Why?
Jackson did say he didn't see anyone trying to rip a gem out of him, so maybe we have to see a particular being. We all met that.
But I could see them in the mirror, though. I couldn't see them in person, but I could see them in the mirror, but he couldn't see them, period.
Right. I'm talking about, like, maybe we have to be able to see them through our dreams first. And I don't think Jackson got the dream yet.
Maybe.
That's all I can come up with.
Once they let us see Lyra, I mean, she's a smart girl. She probably has figured something out, or at least maybe has an idea that we can start to follow.
Somebody needs to.
But you saw them and Lyra saw them. I don't
Yeah.
know which among the two of you is more artistically capable of, but if you could like maybe like sketch kind of an approximation of what you saw, I can maybe do some research on creatures matching that description in folklore and see if we can maybe narrow down and better understand the kind of things we're dealing with. I'll let Lyra draw it. I just don't even let her answer. I'm like, I'll let Lyra draw it. She's an artist.
So I was thinking, I think we need to make sure the public doesn't go to that forest.
Well, I mean, I agree with you in principle, but it's going to be darned hard to prevent people from going there. I think the best I can do is, or at least the best we can do, is at least get a little bit of a stir going so people might, through the rumor mill, feel a bit more nervous about going in the forest. Like maybe because like, you know, I'll put a call to the town council, I can told that doctor, but you know, there's always going to be people like Jackson who like when people are like, oh, don't go to this place, it's dangerous, they're going to be like, oh, well, I want to go there now. That sounds interesting because what else is there to do in this town?
Why were they hanging out over there anyways?
Well, Lyra was meeting up with him to get Karthus's phone.
Yeah.
And because he found it in the woods, and Jackson's a bit of a shithead, pardon the language, and was like trying to like make like a oh, I'll give you the phone, but only under these circumstances. I don't know, like I assume he was just doing his typical, you know, behavior.
You don't like
But
that guy, do you?
I don't. I mean, he's a bit of a punk, but like not in like the cool kind of punk way. It's like, oh, like the lifestyle choice, but like, you know, in the aesthetic thing. But it's more of like oh, he just likes to actively be rude because it makes him feel better about his own insecurities as a person, because he has like a, I don't know. But yeah, no, I he's young, and I've known too many boys who don't grow out of that behavior into adulthood, and I don't have a tolerance for that sort of thing.
So he's gonna be trouble.
Well, let's hope getting stabbed in the leg made a better example out of him, but I guess we'll see. Yeah, I do hope he's okay, and I do hope that a wound from whatever you all saw out there doesn't have lingering consequences, you know, like the ring rates at Weathertop.
Yeah. We can only hope. Look out for any kind of oily substance, because that shit's not normal.
Oily oh right, you bleed oil, that's right. Yeah, I haven't tried cutting myself open to test that you know, that theory, and I don't plan to, so I'll keep an eye out for I'll keep an eye out for my next paper cut.
So is it safe to say the wolves are on our side, or
Maybe
just against?
That was a big wolf. That wasn't like a normal wolf. That was a big wolf.
No, that was not normal.
No. Like, how big was it, voice in the sky?
It was about as big as a horse.
Okay, yeah, that's not a normal wolf. I mean,
That's not something that we'll be able to hide in these forests.
Oh, I mean, I wouldn't say that. I mean, clearly there's a lot going on in this town that has been hitherto unknown to us residents for an extended period of time. So, you know, I think at the very least, okay, there's a good side here, June, and it's because I'm a nerd. We have experienced a lot today, and that gives me a lot of material to go to the library with and do some extensive researching, not just on our little mud friends that, you know, die in circles of mushrooms, because that was also what's happening at the Mortimer Quinn house, but also I can possibly dig into oh, I'm gonna have to get through the microfiche again. I hate those things, they're so confusing. I can possibly do a bit of extensive backtracking on Dust Creek, maybe newspaper archives, local folklore, and just kind of see if there's anything about big wolves in like any reports throughout the town's history since whenever it was founded. I mean, I guess it's good we keep newspaper archives, but microfiche.
That's a pretty good idea, actually. See if this weird phenomenon is something that occurred before.
Hey, knowledge is half the battle. And then I give her like a light little nudge, and I say, the other half is extreme violence, apparently.
Yeah,
So,
we need to get you some defense.
Well, I got my hockey sticks, and that is not suitable in the long term. But if
No.
you set me up on a street side with some pucks and like, well, actually, even if we were like running through the forest and you have my bag of pucks and you throw down a puck and I can like 4, and that's golf, but never mind. I can slap a puck really hard and really good. My back's not what it used to be though. But that said, I do have a little bit of experience with guns.
That was going to be my next question. I don't know why we didn't get right to that. You really do talk a lot.
I talk more around a subject than I do through it. So, it's mostly because I'm on an adrenaline crash at the moment. And I tend to talk under extended periods of stress or elation or really any kind of powerful emotion that I can feel. I tend to speak extensively through it. But I'm doing it again, aren't I?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I'll keep a better eye on
over
that.
to Lyra with that breathe in.
Oh.
So, Lyra, you are taken back there and treated as they are able to just easily get that wound kind of staunched up and just stitched together. And so you are able to heal 1 lethal.
Okay.
And the doctors just say it's okay, well, we got you all patched up here and good to go. We just need to get this paperwork finished out and get that printed out, and then we should be able to get you out here and back to your parents.
And my friend, he gonna be okay?
Oh, yeah, no, don't worry, he's going to be all right. The wound, luckily, was also fairly clean, which is really lucky of your friend. Not all tree-related injuries are clean.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Is it okay if I stay until he can leave too?
sure, yeah, it's okay. And, he just walks out to go get the paperwork kind of ready, and literally as soon as he leaves, Jackson just kind of rolls in and it's just oh, you wanted to wait for me?
Yeah. We just got chased by
That's-
monsters in the forest.
Yeah, about that. He kind of limps over, and you can see that his leg is already wrapped up and he's kind of already stitched up. He's snuck out of his room because he's not going to let this lie while they're getting his own paperwork.
She'll
and-
scoot over so he can sit too.
Yeah, he sits down. It's okay, so you're serious on this whole monster thing?
I don't know how else I can explain the fact that something invisible stabbed you in the leg. You kicked something that you couldn't see, right? Sent it flying.
He looks at you and he's just there's that part of realistically everything is just wants to deny it, but he can't because he experienced it. He's oh, fuck. How long have you known about this?
And my house got broken into a couple days ago. That's when it
By
started.
those things?
No, it wasn't those things. That's the first time we'd seen those. Those apparently are what broke into Claire's house. Bill saw what was left of them. No, what came into my house was, and I know this is gonna sound crazy, a giant man, a bag, and he took me into the fucking forest.
Like the urban legend of like that
Yeah,
sack man?
like a sack. Yes, exactly. A sack man came into my house and took me. And I would think that I just had a bad dream. Whatever. If it wasn't for the fact that that's also when I met June. And June came hobbling out of the forest with a wound on her leg. And we'd all had the same kind of dream. We all had this dream, or this experience, I guess, because it's kind of hard to tell what was a dream and what wasn't, where there was a girl with... It's why I asked you if you... When you were making fun of my hair, it's why I asked you if the hair was red. Because there was a girl with red hair and big white claws that took something from all of us. And I know this sounds fucking crazy, but I don't know what else to do when now mud things are coming out of the woods and dragging people out of their house.
I'm gonna make a roll for Jackson really quickly. Okay. And what? So the sack man just came into the house and took you? Did it take anything else from your house?
It's me. It also... Talking about my mom. I don't know if that was just something it was saying or means something else. I was having a nightmare about my parents before. So I don't know if it was just connected to that.
Do you think it took your mom?
The girl in the red hair said my mother didn't know who she was talking to. I don't know what the hell she meant by that. She didn't answer. I was kind of in a bag trying to cut my way out of it. More focused on getting out than listening to whatever the hell she had to say.
Maybe you should talk to your mom.
My mom left me when I was 8 years old. I have no idea where she is. Sorry, that's a heavy one, but it's just the truth.
No, it's fine. I've got my own heavy baggage from childhood, so he kind of like nudges your arm like a little bit, like as if his kind of way of comfort is just like,
yeah, I think
nothing
so.
really new. Sorry about that, though. That fucking sucks.
I found something better. I got lucky.
That's good.
But anyway, that's... I would if I knew where she was, and if I didn't think that she wouldn't just go insane. Or if I believed that this thing actually, spoke to her. I'm not sure. Like I said, it was all in a mix. She was trying to get me to give her my nightmares. Actually, that's important. I don't know if you will, but if something's already broken into your house, and you have a dream, or something asks you for your nightmares, say no. Don't let her have it. I don't know exactly what it does, but it's bad.
Okay.
Sorry.
Kind of gets like a little quiet with that. Guess I'll have to talk with my parents. Kind of like straightens up and just like stands up.
You have my number.
Yeah.
Text me. If I say
I
anything.
will.
Chill out. Gotta get up to. I'm staying until you leave, so.
Okay. But keep me updated about all this shit. And if you gonna do anything, I want in.
Yeah. You're already involved. And
Yep.
guess you should probably just be careful. I heard Bill say something about being able to see these things in reflections. Carry a mirror.
Gotcha. All right. I could probably swipe my mom's like mirror from her bathroom.
Yeah. Compact. Just something that you can look around corners with.
Yeah.
How I saw it.
Alright.
That's how I saw it in the first place. It was in my phone's reflection.
Nightmares, huh?
Yeah.
Kinda. Roll a wits and empathy.
Ooh, I'm good at that. That is 4, 8. No, sorry, 7. 7. I can count. Shit. Sorry, I fucked up my. Let me just do it. I lost the copy paste. One sec. Get it back. Got it back. 2 successes?
2 successes.
4 successes.
He has gone like a little bit of a far away look as you have like told him these things, but you can't really read too much into it as like of why or like his feelings towards it. But yeah, he just seems off as he kind of limps out of the room.
Before he leaves, I can do this just by slipping it in his pocket without like I don't know, in his jacket pocket. I imagine Lyra's the type of person, she carries a lot of like weird little charms, little good luck charms, like just like she had with June. I just want it's nothing super functional. It's just a small little charm out of forest, like forest things that I've like maybe it's made out of like twigs and feathers. It's very small. It's like about the size of a keychain. And as he walks out, I just want to slip it into his jacket pocket. I'm not trying to be subtle, just, but it's just like a, you know, a little gesture of comfort is what I'm trying to do.
He kind of looks at it and he
Can I
just
say like it's like a small dream catcher, like a very tiny dream catcher.
Okay, yeah. Just kind of looks at it and he just like and just gives you a nod before just kind of leaving. And yeah, it's not long after that all the papers are kind of sorted out. The doctors kind of bring that back towards you, and as well as like some medicine and instructions on how to take care of the wounds to make sure that it doesn't get infected and everything, where to rewrap it and whatnot. And you are able to walk back out to Bill and June. But for that, let me just make sure, did June and Bill have anything else that they wanted to talk about before Lyra got back?
I don't think so.
Okay. So yeah, Lyra comes back out to you guys, but Jackson does not come back with her, as Jackson wanted to immediately go home to talk with his parents.
Cleaned you up?
Yeah, and I gave Jackson a rundown of what was going on. Told
How
him
did he
about
take it?
as well as someone could have when they've just been stabbed by monsters, but he listened.
So about as well as us.
He listened. He's good enough.
Yeah.
So, he hasn't had the dream. He's going home to talk to his parents, and I told him about what we all experienced in our dreams. I don't know if I didn't tell him everything because I didn't want to freak him out. He doesn't know
Yeah.
about the time limit. I don't really want to spring that on him unless he tells us that someone has
Yeah,
had a
no.
dream like that. He
That's smart. Yeah.
I also didn't tell him about sorry. That was a lot. I told him about our dreams, but I didn't tell him that they could take it by force. I told him to say no and not to let them. That's what I did, and it still took it from me. But it had to fight me for it, and I think he might actually have a better chance than me.
I say that.
Stronger. Physically, he's just stronger. That he might have a chance of actually fighting it off if it tried to take it. I almost did, I think. And
Don't
if he knows
underestimate how strong I can be mentally.
Yeah. Look. I want to segue into something I think might be a little important, which is June, Lyra, you both could see those things. I couldn't. Jackson couldn't. Lyra, do you have any theories on why that might be? Because June and I aren't certain.
I did. Because I know, June, your dream was half a dream and not, because you just came out of the woods to us, but it was the real world. I was not taken in a dream. I'm wondering if seeing them in the waking world is what makes us able to see them. It's like a dumb reference, but like the Spiderwick Chronicles, if you ever read that.
Oh yeah, love those books.
Did you remember how they couldn't see unless
Yeah,
they
then
were
you had to
allowed?
use the special glass.
You had
well,
to
they
be-
also had the special.
Yeah,
like
they had the
planchet-
looking stone, but you also had to
looking
have
stone,
been
yeah.
given the sight by the Fae.
That's right.
What if
Yeah.
what if inadvertently me and June were given that sight because we had physical interactions with it? Like, I physically was taken, and so was June in some way.
And I don't have this sight, but I can still see them through mirrors.
I did tell Jackson about mirrors too, and I told him to start carrying one, just in case.
There is a glint that immediately comes to Bill's eyes. Like, and I'd say, Lyra, you know what that glint is. He just got a project in his mind.
No glass cutting.
Oh, come on.
We don't have the tools for it.
Bill visibly deflates. What? I can just get a... Okay, look, hear me out, Lyra. I get a double-sided mirror, right? You know, one like the two-way mirrors, and then I can just put the part that you can see through as like a lens against my glasses, and in theory I might be able to see a ghostly, hazier version of them because there'd be the reflection that you can kind of get from it. Would work. I'm telling you, I gotta try it. I know a guy. I don't know a guy, but I know Amazon.
With gloves.
Yeah, I will. But that aside, that's not the immediate priority.
And
Right?
put your hair
Okay. My hair is short. How would I put it up, Lyra?
Hair down.
Okay, look, not priority. Not priority. Great idea. I think that might be it. So just to reiterate to you, June, because we were speaking in nerd there for a moment.
Yeah, please.
You two might be able to see these things because you had a direct waking encounter.
We had
the
physical
Fae.
contact with them.
Physical contact with
Yeah.
the Fae. I have not. My experience was through a dream only.
Consider yourself lucky.
Oh,
Well, considering it resulted in you shooting a gun in my car, blind firing.
That was badass,
I'm not-
by the way, June.
Okay, don't encourage this behavior, Lyra. Don't get any ideas.
Thanks.
All right, look. What time is I look at my watch?
It's getting late.
Can I make a quick check? Because now that I've had a chance to kind of calm down, it's something I wanted to see if Lyra could recognize. And I know June. I know that June. I'm sorry. I know that Bill wanted me to draw the monster anyway.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Could I, as I'm like sketching it down in my journal, could I see if maybe it lines up with anything I've read about in my creepy occult blogs? Or in any mythology that I've ever read.
Intelligence and occult.
Oakley dokley. So that is intelligence 2 plus 5, and I want to dump a willpower.
Okay.
So that's 7. 10 dice in total.
Hmm.
2 successes out of 10 dice, but one's a 10.
One's a 10.
Ah,
Oh, so close.
damn. Well, 2
All
successes.
right, 2 successes. Yep, 2 successes. 2 successes is enough for you to kind of like think about it and like, okay, you know that you've been dealing with Fae. There are these ugly little things with like long arms messing around and like all these location, like, you think they might be Boggarts?
Do I know anything about Boggarts? Like, just general?
From 2 successes, you would know that they are mischievous and violent.
Does Lyra vocally say Boggarts?
What's gonna happen is as she's sketching it and she's sketching those long creepy pole arms, it's like she's going over her head like, it's familiar, I know I've seen something. And then she just kind of snaps and goes, Boggarts!
You say Boggarts and Bill just goes, under his breath, he goes, it is the Spiderwick Chronicles.
It's a Boggart. They're Boggarts. I think.
No, Boggarts. No. Wait, that makes sense.
Mischievous and violent. Exactly what that was. They were toying with us. They were trying to drag Jackson away.
And Boggarts, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm just operating off of what I remember from books and stuff. Aren't they like typically described as like maybe having some kind of like earthy kind of aspect of them, or am I mistaken? That does line up pretty whole cloth.
I think so.
If I'm correct. Like
They're old. They're face spirits.
old fae. Yeah,
very
old
old
like,
fae.
very classic, like what Irish, Celtic, Gaelic mythology, fae folklore. I mean, nerd stuff, June. Nerd stuff.
The fact that
I'm uncomfortable with the fact that they made encounter with us, that they even exist. They're in books that you know.
I thought it was mythology. I thought these were stories.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, when hey, I get it. I'm out of the demographic for the Spiderwick Chronicles, even when they came out, but they were darn good, fun stories to read. And first of all, I mean, these things have been around for like centuries and centuries as folklore. I mean, on the one hand, yes, it's my head spins to think that these stories have any foundation in reality, but on the other hand, I mean, stories do gotta come from somewhere.
Every legend.
So what, we gotta go check out like the children's book for fairy tales?
Oh, definitely not children's books.
I don't read. This isn't like a Disney fairy tale. Old fairy tales are not what you think about.
Okay.
Now. Old fairy tales are.
Let me put it in perspective like this for you, June. I think this will help you kind of understand a little bit better. Like Rapunzel, Little Red Riding Hood, Rumpelstiltskin, all these like classic little children's tales from like the Grimm fairy stories. Great. Okay. The Brothers Grimm, when they assembled their Grimm's fairy tales collection, they took those stories from older stories, but watered them down and made them still pretty dark and fucked up in the long run. Sorry, Larry, I didn't mean to swear. But they took them and they made them more palatable, but all those stories in those books have more mature origins for a lot of them. And they, there were some of them there that weren't like that, but like a lot of these fairy tales, these folk, mythologies regarding Boggarts and Hounds of the Wild Hunt and brownies and Nidderkin and Spriggans and all those kind of things. Their tales are older and more adult and more terrifying in some aspects, but are easily applied to childlike morality tales. It's like taking an adult subject matter, but watering it down to a way that children will understand enough to learn from it.
These stories
That's
were also
largely-
used. These stories were also used specifically to keep children in line.
Exactly.
Old stories like Clara de Luna or the Bagman or any type of boogeyman in any folklore, those were all used to scare kids. I didn't know they were real.
Yeah. And
Do you
so I
there's a
think-
professional in this town?
I mean, maybe. I think that's part of what I'm going to be getting into tomorrow when I start digging through microfiche archives. See if there's any
Bookstore.
any yeah, I mean, check that. I just want to know if in the town's history there's ever been anything matching events like this that we can possibly use to our advantage, and see if any leads from that. But that's a tomorrow problem. Look, hey, you two, it's late. Lyra, it's takeout night. June, you are more than welcome to join us at our house for dinner and relax, or we'll drive you home, either one, but just letting you know, door's always open. It's
I'll take that offer. Doesn't look like you guys have anything to protect yourself with.
I appreciate that.
Pat the side
I lost.
of my hip from
Oh
lost
yeah, you're
both
packing in a
my-
hospital. I forgot about that.
I lost both the dagger and the can of pepper spray.
But did you get Karthus's phone?
I did.
Well, hey, 2 steps back, 1 step forward.
Yeah, just a cold iron dagger against Faye is just kind of helpful.
Yeah, no, that's problematic.
I
All right, well,
try to go back for it.
hey,
If we
you
can
did the
do-
best you could.
If we can get back during the day, we should try to go back and get it. It's important.
If we can, I'd like to avoid that forest as much as possible for now, but if we can at least get a lead on where Karthus and Natalie are, they gave you that dagger, chances are they probably have more tricks up their sleeves that they can help us with. But for now, let's get out of this hospital. Let's go back to our house. June, you're welcome. And try to have a normal night so we can go into tomorrow with clear heads and clearer ambitions and goals. Yeah?
Sounds like a plan.
And June, you can do some reading. And I'll saunter off towards Makar.
So you all head off towards Bill's house for some takeout night. And during the car ride, June, you get a text from Bennett. Just a simple text, just asking, everything all right?
I text back. There was another attack in the forest. People really need to avoid it.
It's not long till you get a reply that says, noted. I'll bring that up with officials. Check in with you tomorrow.
I reply, I'm gonna need more ammunition. My friends, if I'm not around, they need something to protect themselves.
Gonna make a roll really quickly. He replies back saying, we'll talk about that tomorrow. We'll see you.
All right. Have a good night. And have a
You
mirror
too.
with you.
Say that again?
And have a mirror with you.
Odd request, but after everything that's been happening, sure.
Look, if you see
Okay.
a glint or something in it, that's a warning that whatever witch shit's happening to me, it's happening to you.
Shoot first, ask questions later.
Yeah. Shooting is effective. Got one, fucker.
Good job.
Thumbs up emoji.
He does it back. And with that, y'all will enjoy some takeout and finally rest for the night. And that is where we will take our break.
Okay.
I want pizza.
Be back.
We're good? We are back?
Okay. Hey everyone, welcome back to Dream Chasers. As everyone is sleeping, I now need you all to roll a resolve and composure.
Oh no.
Oh
I
no.
forgot about these.
Yeah, I didn't.
There is one thing I wanted to do before I fell asleep, is it? If that was
Mhm.
possible. I wanted
what's up?
to text Jackson a letter. As like a light-hearted thing to cap off the night. Like for us.
Okay.
Something a bit more light. I text him the letter A.
You said resolve and composure?
Yeah, resolve and composure. You're muted, Dipper.
Sorry. Willpower comes back when you sleep, right?
Yes.
Or no? Okay, I'll spend a willpower. I'm gonna really try to sleep.
Okay.
2
took
successes for
some-
Belle.
One
Nice.
success for Lyra.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. How much do I use for willpower?
Since this is a roll that uses only attributes, we'll get a +2.
Okay.
And Lyra, it takes a while until like you get a reply. Are you gonna stay up?
I imagine
until you get a
Lyra is
reply?
a light enough sleeper to where a text would wake her up, if I'm honest with you.
Okay. Let me... I gotta check something. You get a reply back. And it just says you got one, and then you get a picture sent to you where it is the graffiti at night at that location at that very moment where he has spray painted on the letter A as the first letter of the second word.
Call him.
And he does not answer. And it's not in the way of how it doesn't connect. He just doesn't answer.
Yeah, she just sends a string of text messages like, "You're fucking insane being out there at night. Please have a mirror and be careful getting back home."
He replies back just saying, "I got a mirror and I got a knife. Had to cool off."
Didn't go well.
No. And yeah, but
Says I'll talk to you tomorrow about it.
he doesn't reply. And everyone is able to actually sleep.
Yeah.
So, yay. Like, no, like, hollow void, but also no meeting with the dream goddess. And
Oh wait, we're supposed to get a 0 to get it?
Mm-hmm.
so
Darn it.
Yeah.
you're supposed to get a 0 to get in the void, but a high roll to meet with the dream goddess.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
see.
So, but since you've actually slept this time, Lyra, you are able to heal up like 2 of that lethal
Woo!
that you have on your brain there. And June, you are able to also heal up 2 of that lethal that you have on your brain.
Yes.
Yay! But yeah, so it is the next day, and it is a sunny day. Let me see. Where do What do you all choose to do as you've woken up?
Well,
Okay.
breakfast and coffee with Bill. Actually, I feel like Bill is like probably the earliest to rise, because I mean that's just him in general. So while June and Lyra are probably still snoozing, before dawn, Bill quietly steps outside, gets in his car, drives to his particularly favorite coffee shop, gets one of those Dunkin' Donut style gallons of pre-made coffee that you can just as a little pour, and also a box of 12 assorted donuts. Gets back to the house, sets those out on the counter, and then gets to cooking breakfast at first light. Because he knows a broad sense of what Lyra likes, but whenever he makes a few more things for June, just a broader strokes as well. Get some pancakes, 2 different types of bacon, sausages. Well, not sausages. Eggs, different styles. He just makes a bit of a smorgasbord. But I'll ask Dipper this: Would June be kind of the second to wake up, just from a soldier's lifestyle perspective?
I was thinking the same thing. It would make sense for her to probably sleep in a little bit, given how exhausted she's been, hardly getting any kind of rest whatsoever. So, so normally she'll be I don't know how early it's early, but maybe we'll be getting up later at the same time in the future. But yeah, today she would definitely be the first one to kind of get up and do some I don't know, jumping jacks or push-ups or something like that in the morning. Since
Where was she sleeping?
I don't know. Do you have a guest bedroom, couch? Where would you
the
offer?
guest bedroom is currently occupied by Lyra. It is now just her bedroom.
Then I am on the couch.
It's a very comfy couch. So June probably wakes up to the sound of sizzling, I'd say, and the smell of eggs and hash browns and meats kind of cooking and something sweeter. And if she were to look up, she'd probably see Bill mid flip of a pancake in a skillet, and just kind of piling just this small breakfast. There's a gallon of coffee and donuts just lying around there. He's just whistling to himself probably as he's cooking, wearing wearing an apron on it that probably has some kind of pun on it.
This seems very like you.
Oh, morning there, June. Well, you know what they say: early to rise, earlier to gorge yourself on food. How do you like your bacon? Turkey or beef?
Turkey.
Turkey bacon it is. And goes about making some turkey bacon. Beef bacon for himself.
Thanks.
Oh, no problem. You are welcome. It's kind of what I try to do every morning, at least when I have the time to do so.
Yeah, normally I wouldn't be sleeping in, but I guess I was catching up on some sleep.
He hears her say sleeping, and he looks at his watch, and it's 6:30 in the morning, and he's just sleeping in. Yeah, no, I get you. Yeah, no, it's flips another pancake. Well, I figure that we're not going to eat all this food, but it's certainly nice to just have full stomach with whatever you feel like. So, hey, usually, Lyra gets up and grabs what I make, but she's still snoozing at the moment. So why don't you get first pick?
Sure. I get up from the couch. I will tidy it up, make it look nice and pretty, like I didn't sleep on it. Fold that blanket, put it on the side, and I will walk over to the kitchen and grab a plate.
Oh,
This looks really good.
Bill kind of like stops and goes, "Wait a second. Have you ever had a croque monsieur?"
Mm-mm. What is that?
Shit.
Well, I can't make it in this house, but I could make it with turkey. It's not the same as ham, but
Turkey ham.
Why did you offer?
well, it's my favorite breakfast sandwich back from the old days, and we're suddenly remembering as you walked over here, just like I used to have some really rough days back when I was younger, but also after my wife passed, and nothing lifted my spirits more than like a truly phenomenal breakfast sandwich. Sorry, went off on a tangent there. But I guess what I'm angling at is, what's your favorite breakfast item? Or are you just kind of a straightforward eggs and protein kind of gal?
I actually like chicken and waffles.
That sounds delicious right now. Damn.
I don't know. Something about putting the syrup in each of the squares is.
Oh, it's satisfying.
Yeah,
I don't have fried chicken on hand, but I do have a waffle iron. If you want waffles, I can make waffles.
If you got time, yeah. Sure. I'll take
June,
that offer.
June, middle name LaRude. I, Bill Galderson, come from the Great White North of Bemidji, Minnesota. All right? You are about to have the finest imported south of the Canadian border maple syrup that you will ever have in your entire gosh darn existence.
Well, then I guess it's an honor. Thanks.
Damn right. And I go about making waffles.
Larry, you walk in as you realize that Bill has been activated into Waffle Man mode.
She just
And
comes
he's just going
in.
on a lecture. He's going on a lecture currently about like the import tax for like maple syrup and its contributions to like the
Yeah,
Northern
no,
economy.
she comes in, listens to it for like 2
Morning.
seconds. She don't look like a morning person. She looks sleepy. And she just goes over to the coffee and gets a mug, just pours a cup, black coffee, sits down, just sips it.
He like nods over at Lyra and he says, likes her coffee blacker than a night with no moon.
Poetic.
Like my soul.
Okay, Lyra, she's waking up and she's a goth when she's waking up. Yeah. Yeah.
So, you said that you can handle a firearm. Any particular one that you like?
Like is a stretch, but I mean, I know basic gun safety.
Preference, then.
Well, my experience with guns is limited hunting experience growing up in Minnesota. I mean, it was more of like a thing with my family than myself, but I have enough experience with a hunting rifle, but I also do know the basics of a handgun. I'll tell you this. I know how to more safely handle and fire a weapon than I know how to care for it and load it. So I know basic gun safety, just not a lot of like you'd have to show me the ropes for loading something. But I know safety on, safety off, one eye down the sight, one eye at the target, which makes someone like me go absolutely cross-eyed sometimes.
I look at Lara like, what about you? Ever played those games with the first-person shooters? Any gun that you like in particular?
I never got into that.
I was a Doom guy myself. Bill starts talking about like video games in the background.
I had a dagger. Cold iron. Dagger. Would have been real fucking effective. Sorry. And I get up to put a quarter in the swear jar.
You own a swear jar?
It's more of a novelty and an excuse for us to kind of have a communal savings. But like, I'm not actually a real stickler for it. It's nice to have an excuse to collect coins.
I try not to say that word. Else.
Yeah. And, like I said, doesn't hurt to have an excuse to get a little savings going.
We had to break it open once to replace the tire.
Yeah. But there's another time I broke it open to buy Lyra a gift, which was also a nice use of this the dip jar or swear jar.
She has a hoodie on and she just pulls her hoodie over her head.
Yep. She does that when she blushes.
It's early.
But kind of Bill furrows his brow and the current reality kind of settles back onto him before he just gee, look at that. Felt real normal there for a minute. That's nice. This is this is what life at the Galderson home is like. Even if that was a brief moment of not thinking about our current predicament, but it's nice to have something to think about like that.
Yeah. Storm. Beretta PX4 Storm. I think this will be a good fit for you. And I look at Lara.
That is an assemblage of consonants. I'll trust her judgment.
Yeah. Lyra's just... I think it just clicked in Lyra's head that you're talking about giving her a gun. And she's just like... I'm... Okay. I have never held a gun in my life.
Well... We're about to go to a shooting range so you can learn. I don't know which comes first, though. Going to the bookstore, firearms.
Well...
You guys decide. Either way, they both need to get knocked out.
Yeah. Lyra, I definitely think that maybe at least some capacity of... Because even if you don't have your cold iron dagger, the bullets seem to work effectively against those Boggarts pretty well. So I think that it's not low priority, but it's not quite top priority. I do think maybe a quick trip to the library to at least have a better baseline of information is the first step. And then you two can split off and go to the firing range while I take care of some other things around town.
You sure you want to go around alone, not armed?
Oh, I'll be in... I'm not going anywhere secluded. I'd be in the populated areas, and it's Saturday.
That might be okay and safer. To be fair, we got attacked when we were out in the forest. We were out by the mill.
Yeah. Although Carthus and Adley's home was attacked by those things. However, it's Saturday, and people are going to be out and about. It's a nice and lovely fall day, and I feel confident. I plan to stick to more populated areas, but at the first sign of something hinky, I am out of there.
When I woke up this morning, I would have probably... I know it's still really early, so he probably won't respond, but I would have sent a "Did you get home last night?" text. I know that Jackson was out in that forest. At night. I kind of don't want him dragged away by, little mud people.
You do not get a reply, but it is very early.
Yeah, no. I expect him to probably be sleeping right now, so...
Mm-hmm.
I just want to let it be known that I did send that text off, so... If I don't get a reply, I will be probably encouraging us to go to the McLeans.
Oh, before we do anything though, Lyra, you got the phone, right?
Right, yeah.
Mind if I take a look at it?
Go for it. It's cracked.
Yeah, and Karthus had the most complex pattern pass lock I've ever seen a single person use on their phone. So I'm not getting in that way anytime soon. However, a little bit of a Galderson magic. I just flip open to the the default camera that you can just access from the main app and look at like the recent photos taken to see if there was anything that they were the phone was used to take any photographs prior to its being lost.
Okay. So you look at that and you see that he has taken a picture of a ring of mushrooms and a trail of mushrooms, and then picture of the cracked mirror that's in Lyra's room. And then it kind of starts to turn into like family photos.
Mm-hmm.
Do you keep going or?
Bill is about to swipe, then pausing goes, all right, Bill, be prepared to see something that you're going to regret seeing, but it's all in the name of investigative integrity. I keep going. Never browse through a man's photos, but in this case, it's a necessary evil.
You see just a lot of wholesome, like, family pictures. And actually, hold on one second. Hold on, because let me see here, because Cami has actually sent me some pictures.
And that's good. That's so
she's
cool.
actually drawn.
I love that.
But they're definitely something that will make you pause, like, for a moment.
Oh.
So this is one picture that you see.
Okay.
Where
She's PMing me.
Yep, I am. Where you see that they are at a beach.
Hot. Xander just needs to comment that Karthus is fucking attractive.
They
I mean, so is Natalie. Damn, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm. They appear to be at a beach having fun in the water. However, from this picture, you can see just these intense scars that Karthus and like Natalie have on their bodies. But also, you notice that Natalie has these golden tattoos on her body that you don't remember her having.
Should June or Lyra pass by Bill while he's doing this, he like zooms in on these tattoos because they interest him, but a passerby would just see Bill zooming in on Natalie in a swimsuit. Like it's not the best look, but like Bill's like, what?
I'll take it on that offer.
Do you keep scrolling?
What are you looking at? I'm going by to pick up more waffles.
Natalie, she's got these tattoos I don't ever recall seeing on her arms. See those gold tattoos? Oh, geez, I'm zoomed in. Oh, you see those gold tattoos?
Yeah. Okay, so that's what you were looking at. Got it.
Yeah. Yeah, I keep going. Swipe, 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 swipe.
And you immediately end up stopping on another picture that comes up very alarming for you because it is this.
Ah! Bill drops his phone. Bill picks it back up.
You see a picture of Quinn, Natalie, and Karth together, very happy with one another. a happy honeymoon picture. However, what makes you freeze and your blood just run cold and your stomach kind of lurch is how there's so much wrong and off with this picture. One of the minor things is how Natalie has the golden tattoos, but also her eyes are golden instead of green that you know. But then the most obvious thing is Karth.
Karthus has horns!
He has horns.
What?
I showed the group the picture of Karthus. Like, he has horns!
Is he dressing up for an occasion? Halloween?
That's a honeymoon picture.
It's a honeymoon picture. Unless they
Look,
had a
I don't
honeymoon on
question
Halloween.
people.
That's a great idea for a destination wedding, though. No, that's unless Karthus was a contestant on a season of Face Off and they gave some really good prosthetic makeup. Those are coming out of his. Yep, those are coming out of his head.
I now go over and take a look.
Does
They look extremely real.
could I make could I make some sort of a check to see if maybe what Karthus is looks like here reminds me of anything I've read about in my creepy little forums or that I've heard of before?
I won't have you do a roll because the only thing that you would be able to come up with your knowledge would be a demon. That is like the furthest, like the closest thing to your current knowledge that you would be able to connect him to.
Okay, I'm just gonna.
I think Lyra might walk out of the room for a minute. That was not a fun thing for her to realize.
I look up at June and I'm just like,
Lyra, can you
Okay.
make a resolve and
Oh.
composure check for me, please?
I'm sorry, what? Why?
Mhm.
Excuse him? 3 so 6. Four successes.
nice.
Okay. You can continue on however you choose.
Yeah,
I walk out of the room to have a moment.
Bill looks up at June and just says, so my hunch that me and Lyra's mutual friends here knew more than they were letting on is a lot more than I think that either of us guessed, but I think I need to sit down. Sit at the table and just kind of like rub at my temples.
You're trying to tell me that this person that you know, is one of those things?
No, I mean, I don't think he's one of those things. He's some. I can't really say based on this one picture alone. I can't really see much of his body, and Natalie's got different colored eyes and those golden weird tattoos and scars I've never seen before, but and Karthus's horns, I don't know. I don't know what. I've only ever operated off of a baseline of mythology, which has a bunch of different interpretations. But if I had to
How long?
guess,
How long have you known these people?
basically for as long as I've lived here in Dust Creek, which was only about like, I think we're about to hit the 5-year mark, coming up here, pretty soon.
Sorry for interrupting you earlier. You said you think they're what now?
I said, I think based on the horns, that I'm just going off of the guesstimate, maybe some kind of demon. I don't know. Devil, I'm probably not. I mean, Karth is great guy, super nice, but like, I don't know. A part of me would be like, oh, maybe he's like a fawn, but I can't see his lower waist, and those horns do not look like goat horn. I don't know. I'm operating off of illustrations and descriptions from kit books.
You never acted weird or anything?
No, I mean, he wore a lab coat everywhere, which is pretty strange. But I mean, I thought he was Claire. No, he was Claire's dad. Claire is Lyra's friend. He was Claire's dad. Nice enough guy. Pretty fun to have at a barbecue. But I don't know. Up until the other day, I thought the Mortimer Quinns were normal, extremely attractive people.
And they're missing right now?
Yeah, this is his phone. This is what was found in the woods by Jackson. And I've probably hit the photo limit, I assume.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
I don't know how much of a stickler you are with the laws, but I don't know. I'm thinking to get some answers, find out what's going on in their home, see if they left any notes.
I mean, it's a good idea. I mean, I gave a cursory look around, but I didn't dig for information.
You already broke in?
No, I went to go check in on them and the door was open. That's when I called the police and told them that there was a break-in at the Mortimer Quinns that I came across. And I I paced the place and that's where I found the mushroom circles. But,
Want to give it another look around?
I think that...
You want to find them, don't you?
Of course I want to find them.
Then where else to start?
Well, I mean, I can't get into his phone because locked tighter than Fort Knox of that pattern. But if we can go over to the Mortimer Quinns later and get inside and not be seen, I think that's something you and I could handle pretty well. Lyra's pretty good. I mean, she does a lot of urban exploration stuff. She's pretty, sneaky. But I'm also kind of hesitant to involve Lyra in any law breaking.
Her life
Bardic
is
Dice.
at stake.
Bardic Dice, thank you for the raid. Thanks,
Hey,
guys.
Oh, thank you, Bardic Dice.
Hey!
Yeah.
Oh my! Sorry.
I know very well, June,
Thank you.
that all of our lives are at stake, and we aren't going to be able to do a, frankly speaking, damn thing about it if 3 of us are in a jail cell for breaking and entering, trespassing, whatever charge they can cook up. And I don't want June to have that on a permanent record. All I'm saying is it might be best if we, in subverting laws, maybe leave one of us out, just for the sake of, one, integrity of numbers. If one of us is still on the outside, they might be able to do something to help us if we get in trouble. And also, two, Lyra's, I mean, she's a legal adult, but she's still very young and has a future ahead of her. And I don't want arrested for B&E, something that comes up during a background check.
I roll up my sleeves.
Me? I'm good. I'm set. I'm my own business owner. Worst case scenario, I don't get to coach girls hockey anymore. That will be a negative in my life, and I will be vastly depressed because of it, but it's not going to ruin my future.
He's talking about this with you guys. Lyra, you are doing your exercises that was taught to you by your therapist to calm down, because thinking of Karth as a demon is very unsettling for you specifically.
She's
And
patting her arms and watching the pattern on the wall, just like she used to. The wallpaper. I imagine Bill has that like 80s floral pattern still all over his walls.
Yeah,
But she's just
it came like that. The house came like that.
as
It's not-
she's like patting one of her arms, the other hand is just tracing florals in the wall. So present and
And
not
keep yourself present, ignoring that distant voice of your mother that you can just feel just clawing at the back of your mind, just trying to pound it with that echoing of what she said. But you're just using what you've learned with your therapist just to edge it off, keep yourself present. And by keeping yourself present, you notice your phone alert with a text message. But it's not from Jackson. It's from Harold.
Yeah, I opened it immediately.
As Harold, who is the son of Carthus and Natalie, has texted, and he just says, it's like, "Hey Lara, hope you're doing good. Sorry to message so early in the morning, but have you seen my mom and dad around? I haven't been able to get in touch with them."
I call him.
He immediately answers. This is like, "Hey kiddo."
Hey, how far are you away from Dust Creek right now?
I'm still up in Portland, so I'm about 3 hours away or so. Why? Is everything all right?
Yeah, they're missing. Their house is broken into. I can tell you more, but I need you here.
There's just roll a wits and composure, a perception check, really quick.
Will do. Why am I actually thinking I'm on my phone? Some composure, which is composure. I believe that is 5. That is 5 for me. I jumbled up all of my tabs.
Slipping into Pyrrha's accent there for a minute.
I go. Oh, that's 0 successes.
Okay.
I go vaguely
So, yeah,
Slavic
it's
whenever
just-
I'm trying to figure shit out.
It's just like quiet for a moment, and like then you hear an exhale, like he was just keeping himself calm, and like his tone is now very serious, and that's like a tone that you rarely hear from him. But he just says, "Okay, yeah, I'm gonna head over immediately."
Call me when you're in town. Meet you.
Call me if you see anything weird.
Oh, I've seen plenty weird. I don't know how crazy
We
this
have a
is
lot to
gonna-
talk about then.
Well, just so you know, I don't know how crazy this is gonna sound, but it... Tiny monsters in the forest. Look like mud people with long arms. Back to me and a friend last night. We've been having weird shit happen since a couple days ago. And your parents, I think, knew what was going on.
We'll talk more when I get there. Stay safe.
You too.
And the last thing you hear is just like his quickened footsteps as he's immediately like running off, probably towards his car as he hangs up.
Mm-hmm. I'll come out and I'll come back into the kitchen. My phone.
You probably walk in and hear June saying like, you're kind of a hypocrite right now. You do realize that, right?
How on earth
that
am
she's
I a
a-
hypocrite?
You're a hypocrite right now because you said that she's a grown woman and you're trying to make decisions for her whether she should do this or that or not.
Oh, forgive me for trying to keep Lyra's best interests at heart and make sure she doesn't end up in a jail cell, June.
I don't think you understand that the situation we're in, the law doesn't exactly protect us.
No, it doesn't. But if all three of us are detained, none of us can do anything outside a cell. All I'm saying is you and I are better in a cell. And I think this is when we notice, like, that Lyra has entered.
Lara, can you make another resolve and composure check?
Oh, yeah. Bill immediately feels guilty because he's already broken one of the rules of their home and getting in an argument with June.
1 success.
You are hearing grown adults arguing, their voice raising, and you can feel your heartbeat quicken up, and you just kind of end up like freezing at the doorway, and the words kind of catch in your throat, like before you kind of like let them know that you're there.
I feel like Bill notices, he cuts himself off because he notices her in the doorway, and he kind of like looks at her, then looks back at June and says, hell, rule number 1 of the Galderson home that you need to keep in mind going forward, and I slipped up on this too. There can be no raised voice arguments in this household. Ever.
I've taken a look at Lara and hearing
Kiddo,
what he said.
I'm sorry.
June, I think you might actually be able to recognize what her symptom is because you were a veteran.
Hey, breathe in, breathe out. Just take a seat or something. Shit, does this happen often? I turn and look at
No, it doesn't happen often because I do make a point that we do not raise our voices in this household. Unless, of course, it's to call someone down for food, but that is not the current situation. So, Lyra, I'm sorry. That was.
Sorry, kid.
Okay.
You're gonna be okay?
Be okay.
Hey, do what you got to do. Take your breaths just to keep you in on the loop. And so you can be grounded in the current context of the situation. June and I were disagreeing over perspectives about doing everything together as a group. And we got heated. And that was... I slipped up. Should have reminded her of the rule. I forgot. Just take your deep breaths. But the basic gist is that we were discussing the possibility of maybe breaking and entering into the Mortimer Quinn's house to...
You won't have to.
He stops and looks at her quizzically.
Harold's coming back to town. Son.
Oh, is he close by?
He's 3 hours north.
It's not bad. Okay, then we don't
On
have
his
to break
way.
into their house.
He's on his way.
And we don't have to break into their house. That's good.
I told him. I told him what was going on. He deserved to know. That's his parents.
You told him what was really happening?
He knows they're missing, and he knows there's monsters in the woods.
And how did he react?
Didn't tell much over the phone. I just heard him breathe out. And when he was about to hang up, he was running. Probably running to his car.
I need
does
to make
that
a
make
phone
him one of
call.
them?
I need to make a phone call before we go any further. You two, June, stay with Lyra, kid. I'm really
It's
sorry.
okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
I'm gonna step outside. You two, what you gotta do. And Bill's gonna go outside. And he's gonna open his phone. He's gonna call Claire.
Hey, call Claire. It rings a couple of times before, like, yeah, it answers, and she's like, peppy as ever. It's like, hey, Mr. G, what's up?
Claire, how are you now?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Not so bad. Are you sitting down at the moment?
I am standing up, but I can sit down wherever. I'll sit right here on the floor. What's up?
Yeah, Papa Squat. You're probably going to hear from your brother. I mean, I assume you might in a little bit, but I thought I'd do you the courtesy of calling. And your parents are officially missing, Claire. And since we talked yesterday about how you hadn't heard from them, I wanted to pass the news along to you, just so you know in advance. Your brother is actually on his way down here from Portland at this moment. He should be here in a few hours. I know you're far and away. I don't, want to panic you, but I thought that you at least deserve to be kept in the loop with everything else. But, kiddo, we got to talk about your parents.
Like, during you telling her all of this, like, there is a frozen silence, and then you hear a clattering sound as if she's just dropped her phone, and then she scrambles for it, like, oh, I'm sorry.
You're good.
The missing? Are you sure they're not just going on like a trip or something, and like they just didn't like
I'm
tell
gonna
you?
take this one. Hey, Claire, I'm gonna take this very slow, step by step. And you tell me if things start to get too weird for you. Because if things don't get too weird for you, I'm gonna have some follow-up questions, okay?
Okay.
Went over to your
Okay.
parents' house after we hadn't heard from them. Their place had been broken into. I went inside. There were signs of a struggle of some kind of... The place was kind of trashed. And there were mushroom circles all throughout your house. Are you with me so far, kid?
Yeah.
Cool. Because when I looked in the mirrors, I saw things that weren't there. You still with me, kiddo?
Yeah.
Things not too weird for you? You under...
I'm sorry. Hold on one second. Sorry. Nicodemus, give me a moment. I just really need to. Yeah, no, it's fine. It's just. And
Not
there's some steps
Claire?
away. Oh, no, just don't worry. Just my traveling buddy. But I'm just taking a step away so that I can be a bit more private.
Yeah.
Um,
You're not... So just to be clear, what I've said so far, you're still not weirded out? Still pretty grounded in reality?
yeah.
Okay, follow-up question. Why does your dad have horns?
Oh, you saw that. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
It's so clear. God damn it.
It's almost like Uzu knows Cami really well.
Okay, Mr. Chi. So obviously there's a lot that I have to explain.
There's a lot of contextualizing that needs to be happening pretty soon, and your brother's going to get here, and I'm going to have a bunch of questions for him. But I wanted to check in with you because you're the one I have the closest relationship with. You.
Yeah, I know. Hey, it's okay. It's cool. It's cool.
Bill
cool.
sits.
It's okay.
Bill sits down, and he's just like, "Okay, now I need to sit down because I'm hyperventilating. Because what the fuck?"
Yeah, no, breathe. It's okay. We're cool. It's cool. Like, it's nothing.
Okay, look, we don't look, Claire. We don't have to go deep down the rabbit hole at this exact moment. That's probably what your brother's going to be for once he gets here. But there's a lot going on right now. Me and Lyra might be dying in a few days if we don't figure out a current situation. Yeah. If we don't figure something out, we might die. I'm letting you know because things are really, really real shit at the moment, and you clearly know a lot more, and I'm panicking. So I'm telling you this just because you can understand where I'm coming from when I say, I don't know what the fuck is going on. I need answers as quickly as possible. And more importantly, I have one friend who might also be dying, and she might be a bit of a ex-soldier who also saw a picture of your dad with horns and your mother with weird tattoos, and also jumped to the assumption that they might be, air quotes, one of them. And I want to make sure I have a pretty good answer, what to say and with what to answer when I maybe try to explain what is going on. So nothing untoward happens, no misunderstandings happen. Please explain at least something. Give me a word, give me a sentence, give me some kind of noun or adjective that
Is
I can start
Lyra
using.
there? Put me on speaker! Where's my friend?
I yell, like, Lyra, come here, please.
Lyra, like, she just finished calming down. She was, like, probably small talk,
Yeah, I
with
was
June
gonna-
to keep her present.
Like,
Bill just boom. Kramer
Huh?
enters like the house. It's Claire.
Claire? I'm right here. I'm right here, Claire. I'm sorry. I'm right
Lyra,
here.
are you okay? I just heard that you were gonna die. What is happening?
I look at the phone and I look at Bill and I'm like, that's what you told her. Okay.
Bill just
Claire.
is going to the sink and just like throwing water in his face because he's
Claire,
having a
okay.
panic attack.
Okay, when I was...
you need to go for a walk. I take Bill to walk him around the house.
Please. Okay, so what happened was we all had weird dreams and something was taken for us. We think it's Faye involved. I don't fucking know. Your parents apparently know what's going on.
Fuck Faye. Ah!
You know,
I can't believe this.
Harold.
But I'm
Lyra,
not there.
Put her on speaker.
It is
Put
on
her
speaker.
Lyra.
It is on speaker. Okay.
Ah!
Okay, so Harold is on his way. We don't know where your parents are. So what happened was a few days ago, I went to their house after my house was broken into. There were footprints on the ground. I heard them say Faye, so they put me in the living room by the iron statue, and then something came out of the mirror at me and dragged me out to the woods.
Bagman. It was a bagman.
Oh my god. Okay. Great. What the fuck?
I don't know. I was hoping
you're dealing
you could
with
tell
Faye.
me.
They came after you with your dream. Cool.
Also, we can't sleep. Like, it took something away from us, so we can't sleep. And that's where the whole
That's new.
that's where we might, die thing. That's where that's coming from.
Hey, Claire, it's Bill. I got a quick question for you. Are you actually at college?
No!
Where are you then?
I'm hunting monsters!
Ah!
You're my...
What?
What?
Jeez, what?
You're what?
I'm
Is there a
sorry, Nicodemus, but they found out. What am I supposed to say? It's Faye!
Bill Faines. I was gonna say right now, Bill Faines.
My best friend
Hey,
is...
June.
My best friend is hunting monsters. My best friend is hunting monsters. Claire, we've been friends for 5 years.
I'm gonna hunt the monsters that did this to you because I'm not gonna let my friend die. No! Nicodemus, we need to go back to Oregon. Yes, Oregon! Right now! No, I don't care. Forget this trail that we're on. We have a new one.
Who is Nicodemus? What is happening?
He's my hunting partner, friend. Right, Nicodemus? Yeah, we're friends.
Well, okay. A lot of shit to unpack when you get home.
Yeah, no, we're gonna make our way there right now, immediately, because I'm not gonna let you die. No.
Thank you, Claire. Thank you. Harold should be here today, I think. How long do you think you'll be here? Till you'll be here?
I don't know, because we're kind of not in the country, so we'll figure out a way. Though we'll figure out a way. That I always figure out a way. It's okay. It's
Yeah, and I promise I won't die. I'm not gonna die.
It's okay. I mean, if Harold's getting there, it'll be fine, because he knows stuff. He knows more than me.
Do you know what a boggart is?
Oh yeah.
There's like 1 million of them in the forest.
Oh no, that's weird. Why are there that many?
I don't know, but they attacked me and Jackson in the woods last night.
Oh shit! You were in the woods with Jackson?
Yes, I was in the woods with Jackson. Shut up.
Well, that's a story that I'm gonna have to ask about another time. But yes, right, Boggarts. Okay. I,
Bill is unconscious. God damn it.
oh no.
I'm just gonna as I'm talking,
Easy
I've
with
got
the type.
the phone here, and then I grab a cup of water and I just onto Bill.
Yeah, I'm awake.
Okay.
Oh,
June is just
Oh.
like processing all of this as she just watches this mess in front of her. Like,
The
oh,
madness.
Lyra, I had the weirdest dream.
It wasn't a dream.
Oh.
Yes, Claire's a monster hunter.
as June is watching this, June, you get a text.
Okay. Looking at it. What's it
It's
say?
from Wolf. As Wolf has just messaged you, and they say, I'm going to get straight to the point with this question. Have you encountered weird beings that took you somewhere?
Fuck yes.
Fuck no. That's bad.
Fuck yeah, I know.
You were with them too long. You're not fully human anymore. And we're going to end there.
Excuse me?
Huh?
What? Well, I guess it's my turn to have a panic attack.
It's my turn to faint.
Panic attack morning, everybody.
This is
Not even noon yet.
On the one hand,
It's 6
holy
o'clock in
shit.
the morning, and we've had 2 panic attacks so far.
On
Now
the-
about to have
on
a
the
third.
other hand, I think best case scenario, we just recruited some very useful help.
Very.
with Claire and Harold and whoever this Nicodemus guy is.
Someone with
Like,
experience? That's like A+, yes.
bet you didn't see this coming, Uzu.
I made my own grave as soon as I allowed Karth and Natalie to be here. I was like, ah, shit.
Yeah, no, everything's out the window.
I'm assuming
yeah, no,
that
it's
we're just
fine.
it's gonna be fine. Fucking Harold's gonna get dragged off into the woods next.
I don't know, we'll see. But for now, we are going to end it there. I hope everyone enjoyed this session of Dream Chasers. And we're going to go down the list again in reverse so everyone can introduce yourselves and where to find you. So Shelby, you can go first.
Hi, my name is Shelby, or Whistle, or Shooby-Dooby-Doo, and I am from a channel called Whistle While You Work. I'm in the middle of a brand transition that just might never happen. I haven't gone through this spiel in a minute. I tell stories about my experience playing Dungeons and Dragons. I used to, then I started working on a series called Into the Farwood, in which Kelsey did some voice acting for me. And it will be coming back soon-ish. It's a creepy retelling of one of my D&D storylines, like really creepy eldritch horror. I've been Lyra, our fucking god, Lyra.
Yeah. And then next we have Dipper.
Hi, I'm Dipper. I mainly do art and video games on my channel for hanging out, and on Sundays I also do more improv acting. Complete polar opposite from June. Like I fuse with a Death Knight, bad chaos bard Death Knight. I mean, it's a wonderful mix, so why not? You can catch me on Mercs of Mischiefs on Sunday and see how that resolves. I'm basically going through my character arc finally after 3 years. You can catch me also on my YouTube channel as DipperDog15 and also on Twitch if you just want to like hang out and stuff. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. And then last we have Xander.
Hi, I'm Xander, also known as Alex. I'm at Xander Bimsky on Twitter. I also have my own channel at Crit Failsafe on Twitter and Critical Failsafe. Actually, I think it's Crit Failsafe on both Twitch and Twitter. And we also have our VODs on our YouTube, Critical Failsafe. Over there, I stream other tabletop games. I have a show with Shelby on Monday nights called The Between, Victorian London monster hunting.
For you guys to see me with more of these.
More knives, more scars.
Well,
and
I have
live
bruising and blood.
live
Yes.
live editing makeup as you add more blood to yourself as you get the shit beaten out of you. Yeah. And on Fridays we have a World War I Eldritch horror game, Never Going Home, Bones in the Dust. You can find those socials there as Crit Failsafe, Xander Bimsky, all on Twitter, stuff like that. And yeah, I'm also a proud member of this cast. So
Yeah.
Oh,
Which
I absolutely forgot to say Scales Above, where me and Kelsey play together Friday nights. That's our main show. Playing that for like 2.5 years now.
yeah. But this has been my lovely cast for Dream Chasers, where I am the GM for this World of Darkness homebrew game using the first edition for Hunter the Vigil. And yeah, I've been running this, and thank you all for watching. If you want to find more of my content, what I do with my art, or more stories and games that I've ran, you can find me at Roguzu on Twitter and YouTube. But yeah, for now, we're gonna find someone to raid, and I wish you all sweet dreams.
Well, I'm going to hope we're going to be raiding RF Chaos. They're playing
Okay.
some TTRPGs, but Kyle has not texted me back about that. So
I'm gonna fight him.
too.
Well,
Goodbye. Just wave goodbye, guys.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
good night.